Well, hello everybody. I hope you, your friends, and your family are all doing well out there, and that you've been enjoying your racing or gaming experiences. Forza's 2.0 patch is just around the corner, so I wanted to share some of my more frustrating penalties and glitches that I'm not sure this patch is going to cover. I'm also going to cover what's actually in this patch, so if you like that, stick around with me and we'll have some laughs. We're going to start off here in the Formula Mazda, and you can tell right away that I have made the egregious error of existing on the inside and hitting my brake point properly. These two cars don't care. They're just going to throw me off the track, and you can tell this is clearly all my fault. And here we are a few laps later, and what would happen? But of course, in that same race, the track would start disappearing. What a race that was. I eventually fell off the track because I didn't know where I was and had to quit. Here we are at the start of the race. I'm going to get a pretty good run. This Viper is just going to come out of nowhere across the front of me. Now, could I have stopped? Could I have slowed down? Absolutely. Do we know what happens in Forza when you do that? Absolutely. That's why I didn't. So I'm penalized simply for being in Forza.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Now, this clip has no sound, but I will add a little for my own comedic effect. We're going to get a little run down to the first corner here in Indy. I'm going to be a little late on the brakes here. I'm going to go into the back of this guy very gently, and then somebody's going to come in, just completely clean us all up. Now you can tell this is all my fault. This is why Forza has deemed it a 4-second penalty on me. Full disclosure on this one, I lunged on the guy behind me, so he probably had beef, which is why when we go into this corner, he is going to hammer me from behind, send me into the guy in front of me, and I am going to get a hefty penalty for that. Now here we are in GT3 cars. I'm having a fantastic race with this Ferrari and this Porsche. We're jockeying for position. It's a very aggressive race. I know we're at the back of the pack here fighting for positions. When we go around the corner and I'm going to get lunged on a little bit by the Porsche, not realize he's there, get sent into the Ferrari, and yep, you guessed it folks, I'm going to get penalized for that. Was this avoidable? Absolutely. I could just, not race. How about this one? For the most Forza thing you've ever seen, it's practice. The guy's getting aggressive, so I let him go. And what does he do? He goes off in the grass, spins, hits the wall, and I make contact with him when we go by. Of course, folks, I'm going to get a penalty for that. I should have seen it as avoidable contact. This one in touring cars is one of my favorite. You can tell just how disheartened I am after this sequence of events in which I am completely at fault and I should never again drive a car for making these egregious mistakes. Here we are back in the Formula Mazda. I've gone with the no-stop strategy, and I'm starting to slide off the track when I make contact with somebody. Now, I should have known that there was a person off track there and avoided going off track to hit them off track or something. I don't even know at this point. Now, I know what you're thinking, Biggles, this game is clearly not done, and they're still working on it, and you're just preaching to the choir. And to a point, I am. But there is a little bit of a point behind all of this. Let's take a look at these patch notes. It's coming out here tomorrow. And let's look at what they include. Let's look at what they don't. And you can see maybe why I'm a little worried here. Now I'm just looking at the game fixes side. We have game stability improvements. Yeah, I too can write words that mean general things. Fixed issues where players could view and unlock tunes and vinyls. Okay, cool. Fixed an issue causing black paint shade to show up as gray instead of black. That one is monumentally important right there. Wow. Fixed an issue where only the inner barrel on factory rims is paintable. I've been screaming about that one since day one. PC fixed issue requiring shaders to recompile with every game restart on AMD chipsets. Now, I have Intel and Nvidia, but this seems like a solid fix. I mean, like half of the people who play this game on computer have AMD, so yay. There's a good fix. PC fixed a game crash if headphones are plugged into the front panel. I don't even really like know what that means. The front panel of your computer? Do you have an audio jack? Is it a like so many questions, but sure, why not? Fixes for multiplayer group matchmaking, party management, and invites and joins. Thank you. Thank you. That's actually, I'm glad you did that. Fixes to ensure liveries show up more consistently in multiplayer. Okay, sure, why not? Fixes to address prolonged intermission, launch, countdown, and multiplayer. Thank you. This is like a killer in multiplayer. And fixes for automatic wet tire selection and fuel estimation logic. Yeah, the numbers are all over the place. The guesses on tires are a little off. Adjusted multiplayer event schedule for more variation in event start times. I hope that means they're starting races a little bit more consistently. Resolved an exploit related to car change and tune mid-race. I've seen that. It's stupid. I'm glad they're getting rid of that. I thought they already did. Fixes to replays not playing, including, I mean, mine have never worked, so I don't know how they released the game. It never actually worked. And of course, one steering wheel is getting display information fixes. Yay. Now, we get a new track. Yas Marina. I've driven it in F1 games. It's not a bad track, and props to them. We get some new career mode stuff. That's fantastic. It's sorely needed, especially if you like the single player in this. I do not. I think the single player is absolutely dreadful. And possibly one of the worst single player experiences for car driving I've ever driven. And then you get all these new cars, and the first part that really, well, it pisses me off, okay? It pisses me off is that they have paywalled the McLaren 720 GT3 car and the Mercedes AMG GT3 car behind the car pass. I'm not going to pay you money for these cars, and they're probably going to be like the Audi and everything else that's in this car pass that you can't get and be better than what you can get currently. And this is not good. I mean, you didn't add any GT3 cars for purchase with in-game credits. You only added it to the car pass, and the people who are playing this game are both car pass havers and people who don't. So you're just going to chase away people, in my experience. You're not going to get them to sign on to your car pass. Now, why did I rant and bring all this up? It's pretty easy, actually. I see nothing to do with streaming for textures to the track or assets in the game, or some sort of stream issue and resolution issue. They're not fixing that. Every time I log on the computer, I have to check my settings, my video settings, my audio settings, my steering wheel settings, and I have to change at least one of those every single time and save it. And about half the games I play, half, seriously, that is not an exaggeration, it resets my settings in the middle of the game. My mic will come on, my settings will be switched to FSR or something, which is not even an actual option normally for me. The screen will become messy, my frame rate will drop below 30 frames a second, and don't even get me started on if somebody with like an Xbox Series S joins this game, your frame rate goes to 30 frames a second. I don't even know who in Turn 10 thought that was a good idea. That makes me want to uninstall this game. There are some pretty major things like your penalty system that are killing it for me. They are just killing it. And I would like to see that stuff fixed more than I would worry about, I don't know, being able to paint my rims, or black showing up as gray in certain instances, or your pretty graphics that you spent time on not showing up online. I would like the game experience to be improved personally, and I know that's kind of hyperbolic in this day and age, but that's what I'm looking for, and I'm hoping this patch includes it, and they just kind of included it in the vague general fixes category. But if they don't, I'm going to have to take a little break and go back to doing ACC, Gran Turismo, and whatnot, because this game is sorely lacking in the quality department. And I would rather come back to it when it's at a more approachable and fun state. So, all of that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, please subscribe, leave a comment. I'm doing a Discord. I have a Discord trying to do it all things racing, man. If you like racing, you want to talk about racing, you want to get a game going for your game of choice, that's what I'm trying to do there. Link in the description. Until then, like what you do what you like. I am Mr. Bigglesworth. I'm kind of an amateur, professional, old man sim racer person. Just having fun here. So, yeah. You guys have fun. I'll meet you up in the racetrack.
Oh, no, 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 no.